what are some ideas you might share around what people should post? And perhaps can you reassure people that the expertise that they are sharing is valuable to people? I think I'd bump up quite a lot against people like, oh, would people really be interested in, the client problems I've helped address today, for example? So yeah, what would be some thoughts you have on that?
Oh gosh, so many. First off, your insights are important and people do care and they want to hear about them. The great thing about LinkedIn is that when people come to the platform, they're in work mode-ish. And so they're thinking about their own problems at work. They're looking for work solutions. And so it's easier to share that. And, solving problems is ubiquitous to all roles. And so even if your client and your product is totally different, someone can still connect with you on what it's like to solve a problem. And so I do recommend posting. And if you want to dip your toe in and you're not really sure what to talk about, look at your company LinkedIn page. Hopefully they're posting. Look at, news from your company, or if your company does blogs or your executive team, and just kind of comment on it or say some things about, I think news is sort of the low-hanging fruit of what's coming up, what's happening, what's new that I can share. The next level would be data and statistics. So sharing information about your industry, letting other people look smart by the information you share. So think about what would make someone else look impressive to know, and what helps them make their job easier. And then the next level, especially if you're in a management role, is talking about your leadership style. Everybody deals with managers, has a manager, is a manager. So talking about those interpersonal relationships, how to problem solve in that space. You don't have to be personal, but if you show people your personality, it goes a long way on LinkedIn. And they do care. They find it interesting and get engagement, and it's great for your team. If you are leading a team, share your posts and try and get conversations going that way, because posts go farther when they're shared by employees. So I'll also say,
I was just going to say, I'd add to that storytelling. So I see a lot of the posts that do really well on LinkedIn, just slightly changing the post from saying, there's this challenge, this is how you might, address it, to saying, I had this situation this week and I was at a client's offices and this and that happened, and, and just making it a little bit, and I must admit, I'm not as good at practicing this as I should be, but I'm very conscious of it as being something that's very effective.
Yes, this is something I am constantly working on, because naturally I think in bullet points, and I'm just the facts kind of person. And so crafting my message into a story, into something that's compelling and interesting is a skill for me that I work on. And looking at posts by people you admire and figuring out, why is this post interesting? What did I learn? What compels me to respond on it? Being a consumer first helps inspire you on what to post, how to post, and to see what works. Who do you admire? And then if you look at your clients or perspectives or partners, whoever you're trying to influence, see who they're commenting on LinkedIn. What are they engaging with, and how can you be more like that person?
The other thing I really love is journaling. So just literally having a notepad and jotting down conversations you've had during the week or things that have happened. In the last couple of days, I shared the fact that LinkedIn are getting rid of profile videos on your profile, and you've only got, about a week left to be able to add one to your page if you want to. And, immediately had a client try to add a profile video and they didn't know how to, and they messaged me and said, oh, how do you go about doing this? I'm like, well, there's a perfect example for a post. It may not be that difficult to do, but clearly there are lots of people out there that don't know how to do it. And so, there's just one very simple example of, something that's happened in the week that would make a good post for other people.